Hey everyone, welcome to the AAA Report. I'm Chip Carey. Yes, I said Chip Carey. The same Chip Carey who you haven't seen in 2 years. And some of you are wondering what's up with the new look. Well, I've been away for 2 years because I've been getting a massive makeover. I hope you dig. You heard? Alright, now without further ado, let's get into the preview of this year's AAA division, starting with the Tokyo Conference. The Tokyo Conference promises to be a wicked, wild ride. We've got 4 teams in this conference this season, highlighted by last season's AAA finalist, Bear Men, who are now called Bear Ball. You follow? All right, these guys like to change their name faster than Flojo. All right, they're still anchored by Kashmia, Danny, Mike Chin, no relation, Ricky Vane or Vine, I still don't know, in the post. Now, Chin is the do-all-everything. You look at his stats, he's averaging near a quintuple nickel. It's sick. Mike Chin averages 16.5 points a game, hands out 3.9 assists, and Cash, all he does is fill up the stat sheet just behind Chin across the board with his impressive 21.4 points per game, near the top of the AAA heap. Ricky anchors the post. Now, the question there for this team is whether their backcourt with Wilson Liu and Eugene Tron returns and steps up their game. If y'all remember last season, Wilson nearly cost this team a shot at the championship by making some questionable plays at the end of the strangest game we've ever seen against Tri-State Old School in a semifinal. You had to be there to believe it. It was weird, and hopefully he's learned his lesson. Now Eugene, he's the X factor. We saw him go off for about 20 points in Game 2 of the finals, but that was an anomaly, or was it? We'd like to see him pick up his pace a little bit and maybe help get this team over that hump. Now, also in this conference, moving over with the new 3-conference split, is the NYC Gritty Committee. Now, this team finished 7-1 last season. They averaged 58.2 points per game and had a AAA, at best, 45.9 points per game allowed. Now that is an impressive defense, folks. All right? We're talking no-hit stuff if this were baseball. Now the defense is solid. The offense, just as good. Across the board. They have 4 guys averaging near double digits in their starting 5. All right? And we're not even counting Kenneth Van, who just disappeared into thin air by the middle of the season last season. Is he coming back? We'll see. But Quan Lim, Bada Hong, Q Lee, and Victor Chia. Big Vic in the middle, averaging an impressive near double-double. 9.9 points per game, 10.8 rebounds. This team's got it all. But there's a guy whose name I didn't say who orchestrates all of these guys together. And the team's reign is in his hands. Now, John Park, I'm talking rookie of the season last year. He averaged 6.3 assists per game. That's sick, folks. 6.3 dimes a game. Half the guys in this division don't get that on a season. He averaged 6.3. All right? Now, they get started this Sunday playing AAA champs from last season, Tri-State Old School. So they'll get a good dose of what's up for the rest of the season right off the bat. But we think they're going to be just fine. Also in this division, First Trade. Now, First Trade finished 2-6 last season. They gave up a AAA, they had a Saigon Conference best 48.7 points per game allowed per game. So they actually had a pretty good defense. The problem, though, however, was on offense, where they averaged a meager 36.6 points per game, which is second worst in the AAA. But we'll give them some slack. They were without Sean Zhang, Baby Yao, in the middle for much of the season. Baby Yao looks to be healthy and back with a vengeance this time around. So if he's good, expect these guys' win totals to increase. He averaged 17.6 points per game and 10 rebounds a game in his limited time last season. Now their question is whether the supporting cast is ready to take it to that next level. Okay, Paul Wu, is he going to show up? Jimmy Song, Jay Shi, Gary Chen, Andre Hu, all these guys averaging about 5 points a game. Can they pick it up a notch and get it up? Get to the 7, to the 8-point mark, and help bolster the defense, which is anchored nicely by C.S. Shaw, okay? CS, don't sleep on CS. He will send your shot into the second row. All right, they've got a nice core in the middle with Sean and CS, twin towers if I ever saw one. But they really got to pick it up on offense. All right, so guys, are you ready? Are you ready to make that next step? We'll find out. They get on the docket in the first game of the season. Broken Chairs on Wednesday night. Broken Chairs, a new team. We'll talk about them a little bit later in another segment. Finally, last but not least, returning back into this conference, into the division. They've taken a couple seasons off. The Villains, okay? If you haven't been around and you don't really know, sometimes teams come and sometimes teams go. So Villains, they went, and now they're back. And I like these guys, okay? I really do. You heard it here first. I'm giving you the preview, the lowdown, the scoop. The Villains have probably one of the top guards in the AAA in David Yoon. This guy is crafty. He's sneaky. He is Khalid Al-Amin in his prime, all right? I'm talking this guy can dribble, drive, and shoot. You got to respect his jumper. He will break you down and break an ankle on the crossover into the paint, all right? And there, he could dish off to Kenneth Chan, who is a whirling dervish of a he brings shades of Hakeem Olajuwon to mind. That is what I'm talking about with Kenneth Chan. I don't know what the rest of their cast is. If they're bringing back Kwok, if they're bringing back, Charlie. They've got some question marks surrounding this team, and that's what happens when you come and go. There's no consistency. So obviously we're not going to put them at the top of the pack just yet, but keep an eye on these guys. They are dangerous. They can play. They can make some noise if you don't pay attention. So there you have it. That's the AAA Conference Tokyo. Next time when I come back, we're going to look at the other conferences. Saigon, I think it's Manila, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this is Chip Carey, and I'm signing off. You dig?